Feature Friday.
The freshest. Okay. All right, so we watched River Maya doing 214, right? And live in Dubai.
Have some beers there.
And but you guys were like, you gotta check out Bamboo's version of it as well. So this is the version you sent us. So I'm ready to see it.
Let's give it a watch.
Let's give it a watch. I think Bamboo is such a cool dude.
So you know this recording session's going well. Drinking a bit of beers, chilling, relaxing.
Chilling.
I used to have a haircut when I was a child as well.
You did indeed.
Still love
This
it.
is early 2000s though. So yes.
So I was probably copying him.
Am I real? Do the words I speak before you make you feel
Whoa!
that the love I left for you will see no ending? Well, if you look into my eyes, then you should know
Different
Oh
level.
my
there's
god.
nothing here to doubt, nothing to fear.
Yeah, that guy's different level.
You can lay your questions down, 'cause if you hold me,
He is such a rock
we
star.
can fit into the night, and you know the world couldn't die, and everything that lied, still you share and cry.
Okay.
'Cause time may pass, but longer than they'll last, I'll be by your side.
It's got really cool tendencies.
From a vocal perspective, he's just so peculiar. You know, like,
Most alternative singers are.
yeah, they have a tinge of peculiarity, right? That what people call that human element in vocalizations. Like
Okay.
usually, because just talking from
Like a coaching
people,
perspective.
yeah, like what people's perspective from vocal coaching perspective into vocal tonalities and textures, they call this type of uniqueness the human feel, the human effect,
True.
because it's not predictable, yet it repeats itself in patterns, right?
Okay.
So we also call them, you can also be called as like vocal mannerisms,
Sure,
right?
sure,
So
sure.
there's certain things that repeat themselves in patterns.
That's what I meant. I don't know why I said tendencies. More like mannerisms.
Yeah, but you're totally right. They're tendencies. They come.
Because they're patterned, right? So
Exactly. They
repeat
come and remain, and they change. Which is the fact that they change is what makes them peculiar.
Okay.
Because they don't maintain themselves. Like, especially the way he drops at the end of phrases, the phrase, the way he drops off the phrase, it's very unique to himself. Like, you don't hear that often.
Yeah, what's often, what you do hear often in alternative bands is, yeah, it's like irregular tones, right? And irregular tonalities and irregular mannerisms out of you hear irregular tones in a consistent basis.
On a consistent melody pattern.
There you go. That's the way better. There you
Yeah, I agree. But what's really interesting though is the way that the sound of the drop off of the note of the phrase.
Yeah.
It's it kind of drifts off into this twangy but speechy thing with Bamboo. He has this like twangy kind of like in Spanish we call it like dejo, is like that disdain in the voice.
Okay.
It's like tiresome, and I really
Just for
like
a rock star is,
yeah,
right?
which gives you that like unbothered type of like feel to the music itself.
That's what I feel like. Yeah, like
It's hard to describe.
because
To
he
be
coached
totally honest.
Juan Carlos, right?
He did.
Right, so I think like for Juan Carlos that would be such a perfect coach because finding out your style, I think when you get rock singers and alternative singers, they're probably the go-to. Not pop singers, not R&B singers, not jazz singers. No. Alternative and rock, alternative rock, or hardcore rock.
Yes.
They have a style.
What's really hard though to find alternative singers overall
high quality caliber.
No, is the did you is that
No.
is that effect of like how can I be how can it sound
Edgy?
human and edgy, yeah, have that like unbothered feel to the singing quality, but also maintain the melody and musicality of the phrase
Okay.
without drifting too far away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you get singers that drift too far away from the melody and like the natural inclination of the song, you lose the people. You lose the common listener, right? You lose that person. You stop being marketable. You will become you can have your own niche of people, but it won't be as wide, you know, of a market.
So it's kind of been the issue with alternative rock, actually.
Absolutely, but he has the absolute perfect combination, the balance between edgy, real, human, and accurate and very reliable.
Yeah, that's why I feel he's worth studying. Like, he's good.
He's so peculiar.
Oh, let's give a listen.
I'm really obsessed.
Take my hand.
You hear this?
And gently close your eyes so you could understand.
Kind of like also lazy pronunciations.
A greater love tonight than what I for you.
That allow for styling, right?
Well, if you feel the same way for me, then let me go.
But you see how accurate it can be.
So we can journey to a garden no one knows.
So it's never quite there, but then it is very accurate.
Darling, tell me that you love me. So we can fade into the night and you know the world couldn't die.
Yeah, so unorthodox with orthodox technique.
Still you share pride.
It's the perfect balance between the two.
'Cause time may pass
And you see
and everything won't
the speech quality that comes through it is so beautiful. I'm a sucker for this style so
Yeah, you
much.
love it, yeah.
I love this stuff. So I find it so complex, so hard to like replicate. It's fascinating.
It definitely is a hard
Yeah.
thing to replicate.
Oh, it's great.
Married, is he?
Yeah. Well, that's definitely a wedding band.
The world couldn't die. Everything may lie.
I love it.
Still you share pride.
Nice, man.
'Cause time may pass, but longer than illness,
Oh,
I'll
it's so
be
good.
by your side, forever by your side.
It's got like a ricochet feel to all his.
It does.
The end is sick.
I just love the natural disdain. Is that unbothered and still hold on to the emotional inflection of the song
Probably
itself.
the best visual example of that is like, you know how rock stars have like messy hair?
Yeah.
Right, but it's like messy hair, but it's styled messy hair.
It's like
I'm pretending I don't care.
pinnacle 80s Axl Rose behavior.
Yeah. It's like he's like, you know, he looks lazy or whatever.
But everything is perfectly combined and styled.
You know, it's like probably someone earlier that did this really well, even though he's not a rock star, he's actually a comedian. Russell Brand does this really well.
Oh yes.
You know, early days MTV Russell Brand.
Yes.
So everything was messy and weird and bizarre, but
everything
perfectly
is
aligned.
perfectly aligned. Yeah. So very well thought through.
Yeah.
That's what that's what this feels like, a really well thought through piece.
Yeah.
From start to finish. And I like I said earlier, I'm a fan of this genre because I find it so incredibly complex to replicate on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And he is just so bloody consistent. That is a talent on its own, worth celebrating and studying in so many different ways.
He's a boss.
Yeah, this
love
was
to.
very like enlightening to watch.
I'd love to know more of his work, so do feel free to recommend it in the comments below. And anything that you'd like us to know about him or kind of his story and his journey, that'd be awesome to know. And yeah, Dude, remember you can support the podcast by purchasing your merchandise in the link in the description below. And peace out.